Hi all. So I'm 20 weeks pregnant today, and I've just had, this morning I had my 20-week scan. If you follow me on Twitter or Facebook, you will know the reason I'm doing this blog post is because the scan didn't go as we planned. Basically, apologies if I get upset doing this because I'm not sure if I'm going to or not. Basically, we went for the scan at 9:10 this morning. We had to take both babies with us as our usual babysitter. My stepmum is away for the weekend. Grayson had been up since 2 a.m, so he was a little bit tired and a bit ratty, but honestly was in quite good spirits. He just was a bit whingy, that's all. And Addie is not in a very good mood today, so she was a bit grizzy too, but she was in a pushchair, so she was restrained, etc. When we got there, I realised that today is actually early pregnancy unit scan day, so there was a lot of people waiting to be scanned. There were two sonographers in that I could see doing pregnancy scans. One being a woman I had scanned and missed things with Grayson, and one I'd never seen before, so I was hoping it was the other one. And when we got called, it actually was. So we went in about 15 minutes late. When we walked in, the kids were a bit grizzly, and she was a bit whingy because she had to move the bed over slightly to get the kids in. And then Ash said, "Oh, I'm sorry they're making noise." And she was quite distracting, actually. Could you take them out? Which I was really upset about. That was like the first thing to say, and I found it really rude. Because it's not like you have to listen to anything, you're just watching something. So I thought that was a bit unfair, to be honest. So Ash walked out with them, and I got on the bed to be scanned, and I sat there and I thought, actually, no, I really don't want to do the scan on my own. I've been a bit worried because obviously not having fetal movements so far with baby Sweet Pea. And we'll hopefully find out the sex of baby Sweet Pea. So the last thing I want was actually not to be in there. The kids weren't really being that disruptive. So I put my foot down, and Ashley came back in, which she huffed and puffed the whole time Grayson made noise. She then started to scan me and told me to lift my stomach up because it was in the way, which I found again a bit rude. She then asked me why I had to have a detailed scan, which I explained to her about Grayson's condition and the fact that he had brain damage, etc. missed. The scan was very rushed. She showed me very little. She showed us his hands up in his face like this, and yes, I did just say him because it is a boy. And that was the other thing she actually showed us was his penis. Apart from that, she kept pounding at my stomach, and I said to her, "The baby seems very still." And she said, "Well, yeah, he could be, I suppose." For those of you who don't know, Grayson obviously was born with brain damage and has a rare genetic condition which is currently undiagnosed. During my scans with Grayson, because he was my first child, I was very unsure about things. Indicators that Grayson had a problem. I had no fetal movements the whole 40 weeks of pregnancy. On his scans, Grayson laid pretty much dead still. His heartbeat obviously is normal, but he laid there completely still, and to be honest, you would never have even realised he was alive if it hadn't been for a heartbeat. Thirdly, his head growth was not very big, and actually all in all, his measurements always measured quite slow and low. The two things they said to me during my pregnancy with Grayson, the first reason as to why he didn't move or I didn't feel fetal movements was because I was too overweight to even feel them. I was a size 20 when I got pregnant with Grayson. Yes, I was overweight, but I was not huge. The second thing they always said about Grayson was, "Oh, he's just a lazy boy, don't panic." So I'm having this scan with baby Sweet Pea, and when I mention about him being quite still, bearing in mind she already knows my history with Grayson, she turns around and said, "Oh, he's just being a lazy boy, don't panic." That was my first panic. Second panic was obviously we've not had any fetal movements with baby Sweet Pea, and yes, I am only 20 weeks, but they usually start happening from 18, with Addie happened at 16. Sorry, I'm cooking dinner. Yeah, so when she said that, I felt really sort of upset and worried. Then when she confirmed it was a boy by showing us the penis, it obviously hit me home even more worried because, for those who don't know, Grayson's genetic condition is likely to only carry through males that I conceive. It's what's called an X-line maternal condition. She then persisted to tell me the reason she then persisted to tell me she would need to book me in for another scan in 10 days' time. She had not managed to see the heart or see the brain and get measurements, which, to be honest, I was unsure what she was doing because she just kept moving and she wasn't actually explaining anything. I said to her, "Should I panic?" She goes, "No, don't worry about it," like they do. And I kept questioning again why he was still, and she said, well, maybe you just need to see a doctor again, meaning my consultant. She then said, we'll get you another scan. She says, but to be honest, they might find it difficult because you're so overweight. I just think that was very inconsiderate and very rude. What a thing to say to somebody that's just not had a very good scan. She was very rushy, rushed me in and out of there very quickly. She was more upset by the children being in there than even doing a detailed scan. The only measurement I did see her do, which she didn't even put on the form, was it because it came up on the screen where she measured his femur length, which on his 16-week scan was showing at 16.4, was measuring on this scan as 19.3. So it actually puts him 4 days behind. The other problem with Grayson obviously was he didn't grow past 13 weeks very well because he went into hibernation because of the bleed and brain damage. So I feel really unsure. I don't think I'm coming across conveying in this video very well how upsetting she actually was. She literally reduced me to tears after we left there. I don't know. I feel really unsure about what the things she said. So she gave me the form report, which basically she put on there very rudely. Could not get detailed scan pictures due to overweight, BMI of blah 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 blah. Could not get scan pictures due to spinal problems, which she kind of explained something to do with the baby was the wrong way round and the spine was deflecting the ultrasound image, which I've never heard before. Maybe she's right, I don't know. When I questioned her and said the doctor had said the baby was breached, she said, oh yeah, it's breached, but in a really weird way, which again, not a medical technical term, really weird way to my knowledge, so I'm really unsure what's going on. So I went round to book a new scan, which they said that she said I should be seen within 10 days. I was hoping more like 7 if I'm honest, because I know I'm going to panic between now and then. When I got to X-ray reception, they said no, they had no scan dates apart from 13 days' time, so that's all I had to take and be done with it. So as it stands, I'm not supposed to be seen for another 13 weeks. I'm not supposed to be seen by my consultant until my 24th week, so that's 4 weeks away, obviously. So at the moment, I feel really sorry. That's the right way. I feel really unsure about what to do. I am looking at trying to book a private scan because I feel I need some peace of mind. The one thing my doctors really wanted was my blood pressure to be lowered, yet there is no way it's going to lower the whole time I'm considering that there's something wrong with the baby. I know in my heart nobody can tell us if there's something wrong. They couldn't with Grayson. That's a lie, they could have told us about the brain damage, but they obviously couldn't tell us about the genetic condition. But there are pointing factors which would indicate that this baby has problems. And I just feel like history repeated itself today. If you read the scan notes of Grayson and the scan notes of this baby, Sweet Pea, I think so would all of you. The one thing I really wanted today was for someone to come out with a healthy baby and to come out with a healthy baby boy, which I have come out and found out it's a baby boy, but in all honesty I just wish it was a girl now because the worry would not be as great. So I just hope I manage to get a private scan that does a more detailed scan between now and when I'm 13 weeks. Or 13 more days time, sorry, because I don't really want to have to wait 13 days to check baby Sweet Pea. Obviously I'm very excited it's a boy. I just hope he's okay, and I know we won't be able to tell even when he's born because that's not how it works. There's no indicators that show that my children have problems. It will happen when they can't develop. So there's a story. Thanks for all of you sending so many messages. I really hugely appreciate all of your support. My family haven't been very supportive through this pregnancy. So other than Ashley, obviously, who's been exceptionally supportive. So it's really nice to know that you're all there thinking of me. And I'm probably just getting uptight about nothing, but I think with my history and Grayson's history, I have a right to be. So thanks for listening.